everybody, AmpRepairGuy.com, 203-892-4119. Hope everyone had a good weekend. So, we have a Ameritron Al811 in for repair. I was waiting on parts. Someone went in here, changed the resistors for the caps. So, I changed the caps, changed the resistors. They tried to do the forced bias mod. I don't know what they used for resistors. I'm going to replace it. I just don't want to take any chances. Replace both the resistors, the wire, and fix all this. He like put it around the, like stripped off the insulation, wrapped the wire around it, soldered it, and put some sort of goop over it. So I'll take care of that. Did not remove the metal oxide varistors, so I'll take those out. Parasitic board's damaged underneath. Also, plate blocking cap failed. Plate choke looks okay. So putting a brand new parasitic board in. Also, brand new plate blocking cap. Air variable capacitor looks okay. Looks like he laid the strap across the shaft at some point, and it went through the heat shrink material to the metal, which is at chassis potential. So basically, put a short to be positive. Someone went in here and did some really crappy solder work. So, I always replace the SO239s anyway. This one has no grip. Look at that. None. That's a little bit, but not much. This one has none. That's the most important one, the output. So, I'm wondering if someone had the board out, just some cruddy solder work, and also the line cord ground isn't connected to anything. That's not the original type of connection they used, so I don't know if someone changed the cord. Someone may have changed the cord at some point. It does not have the molded end on it either, so it'll be getting a brand new set of tubes from Penta Labs. Awesome company, great people over there. And the SO239s come from Mexican Systems. I've known them for a long time, great people also. So I'm gonna get to work, and I'm gonna turn my music on and get to work. I also have to go to FedEx to pick up an amp or more, and if I have this done in time, I'll bring this and ship this at the same time because I already have the payment in hand. Okay, so stay tuned. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you soon. This is why I check everything. So someone had the board out at some point, I believe. Look at this cold solder joint on one of the filament leads. So I'm going to redo that. And back to work. Okay, so whenever I see an aftermarket plug on the end of the cord, I always check. So again, someone messed up when they put this on. So I cut through the insulation, so I'm going to cut it back and redo it. See you guys. Okay, so I went through the amp, did everything I had to do, and then went to start to test it, and I noticed there was a high feed through SWR once I got above a certain frequency. So I'm like, oh great. So I had to put it aside, and I went and picked up a 922 from a customer, dropped it off down the street. It's from out of state, and then I got another one I picked up from FedEx. Then I have another amp I picked up from FedEx also. It's over there in the box. So took the tubes out, and I'm like, let me check that mica cap between the relays. So it's gone. They put that in there to correct that feed through SWR issue, and pulled the board away from the rear panel. Notice they put it back here. I'm not sure if it's the right value or not. So I'm going to figure that out, and hopefully there isn't a relay issue. So I'll report back once I have it figured out and fixed. See you guys soon. Stay tuned. So you had the wrong value in, so someone popped it and put the wrong value in. Here's the old one. Let's see if my analyzer going through it now. It's 1 to 1. It was like over 4.5 to 1 before. So pull the board back. It's just temporary. I'm going to pull it back and clean the holes, and I'll try to put the cap in through the holes between the two relays. So, back to work. See you guys soon. Stay tuned. Okay, so it's all back together. Before I put the tubes in, I'll show you the mica cap I put in. I think it was an 18 PF. There's the one that came out. Turn the analyzer on. The problem will get worse as you go up in frequency, so that's why I check it on 28 megs. Down. So she's good. It's because you're not maintaining. Oh, be careful. So you're not maintaining perfect 50 ohm match between the these are backwards right now, but this is the input, that's the output. See these unshielded leads, and you have the lead length inside the relays and all that, so the capacitor compensates for that. So okay, so I'm going to plug the tubes back in and put the anode caps back up. To grab my other bird meter out of the other room, the one I use in between for SWR, the stuck half scale. So screwed up. I'm gonna treat myself to a nice dial cross needle meter for the meter after radio. I need to get another radio too at some point. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to work and I'll see you guys soon. Stay tuned. Okay, so we are back. We're gonna do another test here. Mica cap issue is resolved with the feed through. See, customer wanted to see it working on 20. I've already tested on 160, 80, and 40. Tweaked the input SWR so it's flat here in 20. So there's the load setting, plate setting. 1 kW slug, bird 43 with the PEP kit on. It's a factory bird peak board, not one of those aftermarket ones. I know this is overkill. I'm going to get another meter, but so using this to set the SWR between the radio and the amp when the radio is keyed. So I have a 10 watt slug in this line section, reversed, radio set to roughly 50 watts, I'd say 48 or so. Amp. Audio hello, audio hello, 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 audio hello, 600, 600, 600. Audio hello, audio hello. Audio hello, audio no movement. Audio hello, 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 and it works as it should. Oh yeah, Okay, so I'll continue testing the other bands and I'll be back with the inside when I'm all done. I'll show you what I did. See you guys soon. Stay tuned. Here's the inside. I'll show you everything I did. New bleeders / equalization resistors, new capacitors, redid the bias modification, which forces the tubes into a harder cutoff during receive when it's not keyed. I took the wire off the center tap wire and I gooped it up better. I didn't want to disconnect it from the board. It's a pain to get it back through that hole, and then, you know, sometimes less is more. You just don't want to open up a can of worms. So that's good. It wouldn't touch anything anyway, but just to be safe I put more on top. So the other stuff was not silicone, it was something else, so stick to it, no problem. I touched up on the jumpers on the back, like someone had put it on 240 at some point, so it was already on 120 when I got it, so I touched up on those because it was poor solder work. Removed the metal oxide varistors, brand new SO239s from Max Gain Systems, great people over there, brand new Penta lab tubes, awesome people over there. Put the gas discharge tubes to the base of the sockets. I also put a longer screw in the base of the plate choke, longer screw in the top of the plate choke, brand new plate blocking cap, clean the socket clips with Deoxygold, clean the input rotary switch with Deoxygold, clean the band switch with Deoxygold, fix the solder joint on the ring terminal in the back of the plate tuner variable capacitor, and also tighten up on the nut, made sure the split washer was there, sometimes it's missing. Tighten up on the screw for the ground connection for the output coax at the load C2 capacitor. that was really loose. Tighten up on other hardware. The screws for a couple of the standoffs were loose. Replaced the screws for the filter caps also. The other ones tend to cross thread. That's why I don't use the ones that come with these. These are made in, I forget where it was, India, I think. I only use chemic capacitors. They're just great. Someone replaced the meter protection diode, and the leads are like wicked long underneath, so put a new one in. Soldered real nice. And tighten up on other hardware, fixed other solder joints, fixed the conductors where they go into the plug on the end of the cord. Someone had sliced them. Also replaced the board. This one's damaged. So here are the old parts. One fuse was open, so I put two brand new 12 amp fast blow fuses in. And a filter cap over the other side of the bench. So also tweaked the input circuits with my tool here. And she's good to go. So this was another online purchase. He confronted the seller. Seller didn't really want to hear about it. So yeah, just buyer beware. You know, I don't mention names when other people work on things, but just be really careful when someone touches your amp, because whoever worked on this they put the wrong cap value in. So I don't know if they probably obliterated the other one and just stuck another one in, and I guess who knows what the story is. But my customer got it, and it worked for I think a few minutes, and didn't even work right, and then he heard a pop, and he called me. So now it's all set. Oh yeah, I also reconnected the ground, so it's connected to that. I think I reused the ring terminal, solder tap terminal, and put it behind the screw that was already there, but I used a cap nut instead of a regular nut. And again, I always snug up on the screws. 632 screws with a 1/4 inch cap nut. It takes a 1/4 inch wrench. I always use a wrench, so they're nice and tight. So a lot of times I see those nuts loose almost every time. And then also snug up on the screws for the sockets. Actually on the bottom, the nut side. And you always want to make sure the capacitor nuts on the load side, and for the C2, there are 3 nuts, kept nuts, usually kept nuts underneath, or sometimes just regular nuts with an internal tooth crush washer. Up the other side, it takes a number, what are they, 832, I think, screws, and they use a wrench to tighten up the 2 kept nuts. So that's about it. I have Kenwoods to do. I think I'll crack one of those open tomorrow, and keep them coming. So we got some snow here, and I got that all shoveled and snow blowed and all that, and just lots to get done here. So I promise I will be testing that multi-band amp. It'll most likely be the beginning of next year. Just got too much stuff going on with the holidays, but the problem is I need to figure out a way to get the power from over there to over here. I'm not going to test it right up against the panel, and it's not going to be a quick thing. I'm a one-man show here. I don't have a lot of time, but it will get done. Okay, and I'll clean this off. This is from when the plate blocker failed. I like to use I use the denatured alcohol. It takes it right off. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And websites are amprepairguy.com and also harbachellectronics.com. Hope everyone has a great day. 73.